Oh my God, a la verga, Cynthia. So here's your comment, and I want to respond to it. I just saw it pop up. I'm sitting here watching TV late at night in the bedroom. You say, Americans speaking Korean doesn't mean they understand written Korean instructions, programming, and battery technology. LOL. Come on. Come on. You have to understand the broader context here. No disrespect, but you have to understand the broader context. You have people in sixth and seventh and eighth grade on these apps learning how to speak Korean from a very young age. There are elementary schools now that offer Korean, like teaching Korean to Americans, to folks that demographically look like me, and African Americans, and Hispanic folk, and everybody in between that are not Korean. That's my point, right? And you get enough years under your belt, it all makes sense. And even someone like me, like I said on the video clearly, probably multiple times, whether you saw it or not, I study Mandarin every night. And on every app that I pay for, every single app, like every fourth lesson is like writing characters and doing either katakana, hiragana, kanji, the Hanji, and the Mandarin, whatever, right? It's Japanese. I gave you all the Japanese alphabets first, and then I gave you the Chinese on purpose. I personally have never tried to read and write Korean, but if you go on to Duolingo, they have it folded into that lesson plan. You are going to learn, I think, what they call TOEFL or EOSL, standardized um, Korean lessons, where you're getting all of it, all of it. And when I mean all of it, there are some school districts that even utilize Duolingo and other language apps because they've met the requirement that teaches the correct curriculum for the language, where you're literally taking your finger on the screen and you're making the character in the right stroke order over and over and over and over again. I think I just did one for erzi, for which is sun in Chinese. Erzi, and it's like two characters. I did that today earlier, but I've known that word for a long time, but it was just a review. And I did that, right? And it was I don't even want to speak Chinese and embarrass myself, speak Mandarin and embarrass myself, but you know, you will learn how to say it, right? Because they give you like a male example voice, a female example voice, and then they got that one like moody teenager example voice. It's like, is it ni hao ma? It's just like they got some goofy examples in there, but it's good because it gives you like different generational dialects and tones that you get to hear with your ear, right? And then if you're even brave enough and you subscribe to Memrise, and MEMRISC, use that app. They actually give you the video of natural speakers in there talking. Anyways, I'm just kind of goofing on this right now, but I'm telling you, these kids coming up in this generation, Gen Z, there's a high likelihood that a lot of them are going to be probably one of the first generations of Americans that actually actively speak a second language, and it's likely going to be Korean. We thought for a long time it might be Mandarin. As people who study languages, we thought it was going to be Mandarin or it was going to be Japanese before that. But no, it seems like Korean is the thing that's taking over because, like I said before, pop music, television shows, Demon Hunter X, all that stuff. It's endless and it just keeps getting better, right? That all of that stuff that the kids are attracted to keeps getting better. Post World War II, for the people still listening, post World War II, America was seen as the great liberator, and everybody loved America, and everybody wanted to come to America for the good life. And there were people all over the world that were studying English. And you know how they studied English? By the media, by the culture, by listening to the Beatles, by listening to Elvis Presley, by watching Elvis Presley movies. There's so many people that will tell you, I learned how to speak English watching Elvis Presley movies. I'm not bullshitting you right here, right? So it's like, that's how it is. And now you have a generation of kids growing up like, yeah, I learned how to speak Korean watching TV. And then I picked up how to read and write at school. And then the language apps taught me, and I was dead serious. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I understand that you think that, oh, these Americans, they're all stupid or something. No, that's an easy, that I've seen a lot of people in the comments dogging on Americans, and oh, you white Americans are all ignorant and all that stuff. I get it, right? This demographic is an easy target these days, but the real truth is that across the country, there are a lot of people that are heavily involved in education, heavily involved in taking their life serious. There's a lot of people that are not the stereotype, and people that wish to paint with a broad brush because they've been painted with a broad brush. I get it. They're in pain because of the racial treatment and harassment that they've received. I get it. It's not good. It's unkind. They were treated wrongly by somebody. I would never treat somebody like that. There's a lot of us in this country that believe the way I do, and it is about being good to one another, and it's about taking care of people, and it's about always expanding your horizons. So an offhanded comment like this, where the supposition is Americans are too stupid to understand anything, and just because they picked up a few words off of Duolingo doesn't mean anything, because it's what the implication is, right? No. There's a lot of people that there's a lot of people out there that are completely fluent in Korean. I don't know what to tell you. I have 2 slit discs and a crushed vertebrae, by the way. For all the people that always ask me about these Squishmallow pillows, I have a bad back, and my wife doesn't, because my wife is a nurse. She does not allow me to take any pain pills or any type of Advil, Tylenol, or nothing. And so it's water, coffee, and tea, and Squishmallow pillow. So yeah, there you go. I don't know what to tell you, kid, but take care of yourself. Be well, be safe, practice kindness, speak to people in the way you wish to be spoken to. Be good to yourself above all else, and also be good to animals, for everybody still listening. I'm reading all these comments and I'm following along, and some days I wish I had more to say, but I'm in school, and school takes a lot out of me, and education never ends, my friends. Education never ends. I'm looking at my piano right now across the room. The power is on. I know I need to go sit in front of it before bedtime. I have Bach sheet music on there. Some of us are living a real life. That's all I can say. Okay? That's all I can say. I'm watching a movie called Until the End of the World. Have you seen it? It's a Wim Wenders movie, a German guy. He loves to make these road movies. Anything else you want to know? I'll tell you while we're here. Okay? 9 minutes. Be well.